In northeastern Pennsylvania, Franklin B. Gowan was the president of the Philadelphia and Reading Railway and of the Philadelphia and Reading Coal and Iron Company. This made him one of, if not the wealthiest coal magnate in the world at the time. He hired members of the Pinkerton Detective Agency, which was functionally a private police force, to come and infiltrate Irish groups in the area, ostensibly on the claims that the Irish are part of a criminal secret society known as the Maguires, or the Mollies. A writer living in the area at the time later wrote, quote, Mr. McGowan was fully impressed with the necessity of lessening the overgrown power of labor unions and exterminating, if possible, the Maguires. When a leader of the union was killed, the Irish Mollies were blamed, leading to Welsh retaliation and infighting between Welsh and Irish miners, which continued even when the union needed both groups to participate in strikes. Some historians have argued that the wave of violence between the Irish and the Welsh suspiciously matched the arrival of the Pinkerton detectives. A Pinkerton agent by the name of James McFarland specifically was able to infiltrate the Molly Malones. McFarland himself was upset that some of the information he had gotten had led to deaths. He submitted a resignation letter where he stated, quote, Now I wake up this morning to find that I am the murderer of Miss McAllister. What had a woman to do with the case? Did the Mollies, in their worst time, shoot down a woman? If I was not here, the Vigilante Committee would not know who was guilty, and when I find them shooting women, in their thirst for blood, I hereby tender my resignation to take effect as soon as the message is received. It is not cowardice that makes me resign, but just let them know that I have it now. I will no longer interfere as I see that one is the same as the other, and I am not going to do the accessory of murder of women and children. I am sure the Mollies will not spare the women so long as the Vigilantes has shown an example. After a particularly bloody November, with murders on both sides, special police were brought in and the strike was broken up. Gowan was allowed to be a special prosecutor on the murder trials that followed, which led to the arrest and execution of a number of Union leaders. A county judge would much later write of the event, quote, The Molly Maguire trials were a surrender of state sovereignty. A private corporation initiated the investigation through a private detective agency. A private police force arrested the alleged offenders, and private attorneys for the coal companies prosecuted them. The state only provided the courtroom and the gallows. History is awkward.